Fire and Ice, welcome to Smallville issue 1. This is Joanne Starer maybe, and Natasha Bustos on the art. So, yeah, this was like a weird book that was popped up in the solicits a few months ago, and we're like, oh, what is this? And the premise is kind of, basically, the two of them move to Smallville and take over this old salon that's been left abandoned. We don't really get a lot of details other than Superman recommended they go to Smallville to chill out for a bit and, you know, recalibrate, you know, learn some small town vibes and come out the better. Although I suspect this is more about fire than it is ice, because she's the one with the temper.
Yeah, and it stemmed from that Action Comics or the Power Girl special, right? Which you didn't read.
No, I didn't.
Right?
Okay.
Yeah, so that was Fire and Guy Gardner got into it, which you get a little clip of in this, which leads Superman to be like, you guys need to go somewhere to chill that's far away from, you know, prying eyes, basically. Why don't you go back to my hometown? Yeah.
Oh, and there's a little tease at the start as well, actually, that the building they're in is going to be burning down at the end of this story. And then we cut back to, was it 2 weeks earlier? So, it's them moving in. They've got a robot.
Who I believe is one of Superman's from the Fortress. Because his name's Elron, which is a little bit too close to the founder of Scientology for me, but whatevers.
Well, it's funny, not that I think that's a reference to that, but I was very mixed on this book, and one of the reasons why I was mixed is some of the weird pop culture referencing that was being kind of shoved in was kind of distracting to me. What's weird is that there's one or two that I think are fine until they take it too far. There's this character who shows up and basically begs for a job because she used to work in the salon, and they give her, you know, a job, and she starts singing. Her name's like Nan or something like that. She's like, Nan is back again, and I'm like, okay, whatever. That's a cute character moment, I guess. But then someone walks in and says, "Wait, why are you singing Eminem?" And she goes, "What's an Eminem?" And I just like, what is this page? Like it was fine when it was just the first bit, but you're driving it into the ground with weirdness now.
Are we not supposed to like that girl? Because I don't.
I think you're supposed to like her well enough. I think it's just supposed to be like the fiery sort of like intrusive character that comes in and spurs her characters into action by actually making them run this place and whatever else.
I get, but man, she comes off really. I know she's 19 too, and that might just be my distaste for teenagers, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, she was a lot.
Yeah,
it was a lot.
And honestly, this is going for the banter back and forth, but it's very wordy, and it know it really fills up the pages. There's a lot of bubbles, and I do think it hinders it. Where I could see the humor like coming through it occasionally, like there was the odd likable moment and things like that, but I was really struggling at points to so. Yeah, I'm like, I don't think it's a bad comic per se, but about halfway through, I was like, you know what? I think I know this isn't for me.
Gotcha. I like the majority of it, but I agree on the banter. It became a lot where I just started to skim, just because I get it. Tora and B, they're best friends. They're not seeing eye to eye right now, right? Tora wants B to calm down.
Just because they're not A-listers, they're just Tora's ice and
B is fire.
Yeah,
right?
just for because people might not know them.
Gotcha. I'm still basing this off of our love of Human Target, where they were very familiar to me, right? So
I feel like I still call her ice like almost all the time though.
You do. I'm trying to make it feel more familiar, right? But it's just, you get the fact that they are friends, right? And that they want the best for each other, but they're not being communicative, like, at all. And it's going to be, you know, through this, you know, together in Smallville is going to, you know, make or break them, right?
I mean, the main thing that the book kind of revolves around is Fire trying to encourage supervillains to come to Smallville because she wants a fight. So she posts an invitation on YouTube, effectively. And within like minutes, King Shark is like storming down the main street of Smallville. A couple of his bits did make me laugh a little bit. But
well, just because I think of King Shark, we have this idea of him, and he's just kind of this brutish oaf, right? And he just comes in and does the brutish oaf thing, that he's looking for them, and he has 2 rows of teeth, and he's going to smash them up on both of them. And puny humans only have 1 row of teeth. They're no match for me, right? There's some silliness there. But the point I was getting at is I know where this is going, but I enjoy the interactions for the most part between Fire and Ice. There's a little bit too much of it in this first issue, right? I kind of wanted to space it out and have them interact with the people of Smallville a little bit more, not just Ma Kent, which I do like having Ma Kent there. It has the tie to the Superman book, right, beyond just Smallville, and that she wants the best for these two girls, you know, in the Mom Kent way. And but yeah, it was a lot of repetition and a lot of the same, like Fire and Ice having the same argument about Fire being too fiery and Ice not, you know, believing in herself enough. And it was a lot.
Yeah, and Ice basically says she's done being a superhero, which makes Fire storm off after the whole incident, because Superman shows up to deal with King Shark,
right?
Which Fire's very disappointed about. But she ends up doing another social media video and basically asked a 19-year-old, what do you use? Because there's no way Superman's following the same things that you do. And, you know, that's the thing that it goes. But yeah, basically the issue ends with Fire. What's the name of this character?
Of the assistant? Not the assistant, the salon girl?
No. The alien dude she phones at the end.
Oh, that's Ambush Bug.
Thank you. I was forgetting his name.
Gotcha.
She phones Ambush Bug and asks, basically, if, you know, like, if I pay you, can you let me kick your ass on camera? Because she wants to, like, again, use more social media to try and draw in some action. And in a slightly creepy line, Ambush Bug on the final page says, "Lady, I'd pay you for that." So he's a kinky little shit who wants to get beat up by tough ladies. But hey, I ain't kink shaming.
Nope.
But yeah, so.
But yeah, I wanted to like this book more, and I really did like the art though. I thought the art was easily the best part for me. I like the way the page breakdowns work, and it does feel a bit of that homey small townness, and it really makes them feel like fishes out of water. But yeah, I just wish the writing was stronger. I'm gonna hang on. If this comes out on a busier week, like I start getting piled up, it might get dropped. But you know, for now, I'm gonna keep it going.
Yeah, the art was fine for me. I think the overall line work is actually pretty good, but the faces themselves felt just maybe a little too flat for me at times. But I mean, the art, I don't have too many complaints about the art though. Yeah, for me, I kind of know I'm done. Like, I don't think I'm reading issue 2 of this. It was very clear about halfway through that I'm like, there's a very particular type of like young writing style that's like this, you know, writing these hip characters that talk too much and make too many pop culture references. Because I mean, I didn't even mention what the other one was, but there was one after the Eminem one that felt really weird as well.
Yeah.
A lot
of social. Go ahead.
It was a movie or something. I can't remember what it was.
Yeah, it's not ringing a bell for me, but I will say I'm a little bit tired of social media popping up in, like, I know it's everywhere and stuff, but like, you know, I don't need to be constantly reminded about social media stuff in comics. And I feel like a lot of these younger writers are trying to go out of their way to make it, because I feel like it's going to date things a lot, right?
I mean,
you know,
we don't really know how much it'll date things just because we don't know what does social media look like in 10 years. We have no idea.
Right.
But
I mean, there's a line that is about MySpace, but they don't call it MySpace.
Oh yeah, it's like that was one of the pop culture things that I hated was it was called like my place. Yeah, it was and it's like, who uses my place anymore? I was like, oh, come on, give me a break.
Yeah, that was the stuff with me. And looking back on it just now, it is very wordy, and it did take me a minute to get through it.
Yeah.
You know. Yeah.
Yeah. So real mixed bag for me. What are you giving the issue, man?
I'm giving this a 7.
Yeah, I got to go a bit lower than that. I think I'll give it a 6. I don't think it's like I think there's definitely an audience that'll appreciate it. But for me, the dialogue was less witty and more trying to be witty, and it didn't click with me, so